Homecoming weekend has come to an end after another showdown at the Jones. Coming up, MCTV's Fletcher will have a wrap-up of the action from the gridiron and sports.
And the annual football game wasn't the only tradition on tap during the homecoming festivities. We'll have a look at one yearly event that helped get Red Raiders ready for the game, while revealing the top candidates vying for homecoming royalty.
And in-person shopping is not as common as it was a decade ago. With longtime stores closing every year, find out how one option just outside the city is continuing to grow while offering shoppers options you can't find anywhere else.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Maecee Mainord.
And I'm Max Bohannon. Homecoming 2023 came to an end over the weekend after a full week of events to help stir up Red Raiders' spirit around campus.
The final event of this year's celebration happened on Saturday night as the Red Raiders took the field at the Jones AT&T Stadium, but things didn't go as hoped for the home team. MCTV's Fletcher joins us in studio with a first look at Saturday's showdown. Mia?
Thanks, Maecee and Max. Texas Tech football took a tough loss against Kansas State this past Saturday, putting them at 2-2 in conference play. The loss now puts the Red Raiders at number 9 in the Big 12 and gives them an overall record of 3-4. With only 5 games left, Texas Tech has some searching to do in order to find the key to winning if they want to make an appearance at a bowl game. Coming up later in sports, I'll have a breakdown of a very busy week for Texas Tech athletics and also a look into the future for some Red Raider teams. Back to you, Max.
Thanks, Mia. Even though the homecoming game was a difficult finish to Homecoming 2023, there were still plenty of other festivities and traditions that the Red Raider community could enjoy during the weekend.
4 bits, 6 bits, $1. All for the Raiders, stand up and holler.
On Friday, the annual Rowdy Raider Rally took place in Red Raider Plaza. The Texas Tech Spirit Squad was joined by Raider Red, the Mash Rider, and other special guests to kick off the final full day of homecoming traditions. During the rally, the top 10 candidates for Homecoming King and Queen were revealed to form this year's Homecoming Court. Along with that announcement, TTU President Lawrence Skuvanek also stepped up to the mic to deliver a short speech to remind attendees of the importance of Homecoming Week.
My message to you is that homecoming is just not about those who come back. This is your university. This is your time to make a mark on this school. It's your chance to show the world what I know, that we have the best students in the world at Texas Tech. So go Tech!
The Rowdy Raider Rally wrapped up around 12:30 with the Spirit Squad performing to the fight song and a singing of the Matador song. After that, voting opened for Homecoming King and Queen and continued until Friday at midnight. Then on Saturday, this year's homecoming royalty was officially announced during halftime. Preston Schmid was named king and Kendall Tully was crowned queen for the 2023-2024 school year. Both Schmid and Tully are from Lubbock, with Schmid majoring in business management and Tully getting a degree in chemistry. The two will serve as homecoming king and queen until they hand over the crowns at next year's ceremony.
Friday featured several other longtime traditions, such as the homecoming parade and bonfire. But it also gave colleges and departments the chance to welcome in alumni who were visiting the campus for the weekend. Human Sciences Day 2023 was held early on Friday outside the west entrance to the Human Sciences building. The event started at 11:30 a.m. and featured free food, swag, and a chance to learn about student organizations in the college. Representatives from various organizations set up tables where current or potential students, faculty, staff, and alumni had the chance to learn more about all that Human Sciences had to offer.
We're trying to recruit people. We want people to feel supported. We have like our student success supervisor here that's just helping people feel connected to this college, and we just want everyone to succeed here. That really is our mission.
Human Sciences Day is held each year on campus in conjunction with homecoming. The event takes place over the lunch hour, and attendees had the chance to enjoy lunch before heading off to the other activities on campus. If you were unable to attend last week's event, but want to learn more about majors and other opportunities available through the College of Human Sciences, visit hs.ttu.edu.
Over the weekend, many people headed outside on Saturday morning to catch a glimpse of an annual event that was clearly visible here in the Hub City.
The annular solar eclipse started at approximately 10 a.m. and continued until 1 p.m. on Saturday. The moment of the maximum totality here in Lubbock occurred at 11:44 a.m., with 90% of the sun eclipsed by the moon. Although the South Plains area did not fall on the path of complete totality, the Lubbock area was strongly affected by the eclipse, with skies darkening and temperatures dropping by several degrees during the peak of the event. The National Weather Service's satellite radar also captured the event, showcasing a unique view of the shadow created by the moon passing over the sun.
The Lubbock area lucked out with clear skies and mild conditions just in time for Saturday's eclipse. But cooler temperatures also led to some of the coldest nights we've had so far this fall. So are the colder conditions here to stay? Let's take a look at the MCTV forecast. The MCTV Tower Cam is once again showing sunny skies over the campus this afternoon. Winds have been very light and temperatures are climbing into the low 70s. So far, conditions today have been very similar to this past weekend, and that will continue into tonight. Overnight lows are currently forecast to drop back into the mid-40s. That's almost 10 degrees warmer than the 38-degree low recorded earlier today at the Lubbock airport. It will be chilly, but chances for a freeze may still be a few weeks away. Tomorrow, temperatures will begin to rebound after this past weekend's chilly changes, with highs returning to the low 80s. There should also be plenty of sunshine and breezy conditions in the afternoon. The midweek forecast is currently calling for another round of 80-degree highs and even more sunshine. Thursday will be start off a bit chilly, but highs will once again return to the 80s with sunny skies. Looking ahead, the end of the week includes a slight warm-up before we head into the weekend, and there's currently no chance of rain from now until early next week.
As we mentioned earlier, the Texas Tech football team had a rough weekend in front of a full house for homecoming. But they weren't the only Red Raiders hoping to find a victory in a Big 12 play.
MCTV's Mia Fletcher joins us again in studio with a look at the scores and highlights from around Texas Tech athletics and sports. Mia?
Thanks, Max and Maecee. Texas Tech fans were finally starting to feel the magic of Red Raider football after two crucial wins against Houston and Baylor. But that magic was put to a stop after Saturday's brutal loss to Kansas State. The Red Raiders had a challenging night, being defeated 38-21 by the Wildcats here at Jones Stadium. Texas Tech just can't seem to catch a break at the quarterback position, with injuries left and right. After Tyler Shuck's season-ending injury earlier this season, Baron Morton proved his worth the past few games for the Red Raiders. Morton had a strong first half against K-State, going 14 for 21 with 125 yards, including a 30-yard pass to Coy Eakin that would set up a Taj Brooks touchdown run to put the Red Raiders within 3 points of the Wildcats going into halftime. Though Tech's offense was held to only 182 rushing yards, despite K-State's 272 rushing yards. Coming up just 2 yards shy of his fifth straight 100-yard game, Taj Brooks averaged 5.8 yards per carry throughout the night, but only had 3 second-half runs of 13, 9, and 7 yards. There is a lot of controversy over why Brooks was not involved more throughout the game, especially in the second half, after Baron Morton was supposedly sidelined for an injury and third-string quarterback Jake Strong stepped onto the field for just his first time in his collegiate career. Strong was given a run for his money as he was put into a tough position for his first outing. The freshman started to look very promising after leading a 99-yard drive to the lead for Tech in his third-quarter debut. Strong had a huge carry for 54 yards in the drive to set up an 8-yard scoring play, where he lofted a pass to Jerron Bradley, who made a phenomenal toe-touch catch as Strong was hit hard in the pocket, giving the Red Raiders a 21-17 lead. But things started to slip away from Tech as Jake Strong would throw 3 interceptions in the remaining quarter and a half, allowing Kansas State to put up 21 more points and run away with the win. Strong would finish the game going 16 for 28 with 173 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. Texas Tech defense also struggled to stop the run game as they allowed 273 yards on the ground, which is the most they've allowed all season. Through Saturday's game didn't go the way all had hoped, the Red Raiders will be preparing non-stop this week to travel to Provo, Utah to face their next conference opponent, BYU. Kickoff will be Saturday, October 21st at 6 p.m. The past few weeks have been tough for the Texas Tech volleyball team as they headed into the week with a conference record of 1-5 and a 5-game losing streak. The Red Raiders took the road for the second weekend in a row as they traveled to Provo, Utah to face the number 9 ranked BYU Cougars. Friday, the Red Raiders dropped a well-fought 5-set match against the Cougars. Tech was the first team that this season forced BYU into a 5th set as 2 Red Raiders recorded double-doubles that night. Reese Rhodes had a stellar night, recording her team-leading 8th double-double of the season, and sophomore Bryn Williams recorded her 7th of the year. Saturday, though, the narrative was slightly different as the Red Raiders were shut out in just 3 sets against the Cougars. The Red Raiders were outnumbered .240 to .160 in hitting percentage in the loss. Texas Tech is currently 0-8 when playing away, but will face the Houston Cougars this Friday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 2 p.m. in the United Supermarkets Arena for a chance to get a few more wins under their belt in conference play. One program has been a steady successor for Texas Tech. The Red Raiders soccer team has been unstoppable so far this season with a 13-0-4 record. Texas Tech is ranked first in the Big 12 and 6th nationally. Tech's 6 total Big 12 wins are the most by a Red Raiders team since the 2019 season when Tech went 6-1-2 overall. Texas Tech's number 6 national ranking in the United Soccer Coaches Poll ties the Red Raiders' best all-time ranking in program history from 2014. Tech played UCF last Thursday and finished with a 1-1 tie. They faced a 1-goal deficit for just the second time all season before freshman Sam Courtright scored the tying goal. The Red Raiders entered the week with 39 goals and 51 total assists. This season's team is the first squad to surpass 50 assists in program history. Yesterday, the Red Raiders defeated Oklahoma State 1-0 to give them a 10-0 record at home so far this season. The Red Raiders posted the only score in the match during the 32nd minute when Elise Anderson sent a pass that Ashley Williams raced in and sent into the net for her 13th goal of the season. With this win, the Red Raiders secured their first perfect home regular season in program history. Texas Tech will travel to Ames, Iowa to play their last conference game against Iowa State next Monday at 7 p.m. Basketball season is knocking on the door, and the Red Raiders and Lady Raiders have been in the gym preparing for their 23 and 24 seasons. With 7 newcomers, the Lady Raiders are taking every practice to build as a team before their season gets rolling. Last week, the team announced that they will now kick their season off in an exhibition game against Northern Arizona University on October 28th at noon in the United Supermarkets Arena. Proceeds from that game will go towards the wildfire relief efforts in Hawaii. As for the Red Raiders, Coach Grant McCaslin is starting off his first season as head coach with 5 returners and 9 newcomers on his roster. According to the Big 12 preseason coaches poll announced last Friday, Texas Tech was voted 8th out of 14th for this season. The Red Raiders will kick off their season in Denton on October 29th at 4:30 p.m. against Texas A&M in the Compete for Cause exhibition game. That's all for sports today. Back to you, Max and Maecee.
Thanks, Mia. The Texas Tech campus may have been a busy place this past weekend, but there's one location west of the city limits that welcomes hundreds of visitors every Saturday.
Wolford is Lubbock's closest neighboring city, and over the last few years, dozens of local entrepreneurs have come together to offer a unique shopping option beyond traditional brick-and-mortar stores. The Wolford Farmers Market is located on County Road 7100, less than a mile from the intersection of Spur 327 and 82nd Street. The market includes dozens of buildings and booths where local vendors sell everything from produce to baked goods, candy, handcrafted jewelry, pet supplies, and much more. Each week, a combination of permanent and temporary vendors populate the market with over 140 options available to shoppers who make the short trek outside the hub city. The Wolford Farmers Market started in 2017 and has continued to grow into the largest farmers market in the area. It's also the only outdoor market in Lubbock that operates year-round. Customers are invited out every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. But remember to wear appropriate clothing and pack an umbrella just in case. For more information on the Wolford Farmers Market, including a full list of vendors who will be on site each week, visit wolfordfarmersmarket.com. So Max, have you had a chance to stop by the Wolford Farmers Market?
No, not yet, but that sounds really interesting actually. What about you?
I haven't yet, but I want to go now. That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you on Thursday.